All right, I'm here to tell you a little bit of warning about the Canon R5C that I discovered. I got a little bit burned on a shoot, and I think it's something that if you use the Canon R5C, you probably need to be aware of. And Oscar, yeah, he agrees. Now, I was recently really burned by the Canon R5C on a shoot. And I do want to start off by saying a lot of this was user error on my part, but I was very surprised that the camera would let me go ahead and do this without a really kind of strong visible warning that this was happening. If you are a Canon R5C user, I think this is something you should be aware of because I don't want you to go out on a set and have what happened to me happen to you. Now, to kind of fill you in on how I got there, I was doing a 6-camera shoot. Now, most of those cameras were Canon C70s, and I had a couple of R5Cs as the surrounding. Now, the production company that I was working with, because they all had C70s, they did not have a CF Express card reader on set. So I decided to use a SD card to record on my Canon R5C. All good, all right. Well, what happened is I put my SD card in there, went to record at 4K, 24 frames a second, no problem. And let me show you the problem in case you ever ran into it. Now, another important thing to remember is how I've set my R5C up is I do have it whenever I'm using an Atomos. I have it set so whenever I hit record, it automatically triggers the Atomos on there. I have an external recording backup option whenever I'm recording. It's just something that I like to have. A lot of you have asked for it, and it's very useful. But here is where I really got burned by putting all this stuff together. If you look here at my monitor, you can see I have the standby option because it's not recording, and you see that little arrow letting you know that it'll extend out. Now, if I hit record, what you're gonna see here is you'll see it goes to record on my camera. So it actually says record, but the key is, check this out, it's got that EXT, external on there. Now, it's recording up here on my Atomos. I can look at the camera, I can see the red record buttons on the back, and I can see the record button and the bar up here at the top. I'll hit stop, but the problem comes in when I go to play my video, you will go see that there are no clips recorded on my Canon R5C. And the problem that happened is I did not use a V90 SD card to record that 4K XFAVC on my camera. Now, that was my mistake. I should have put a V90 card on there, but running 6 cameras at once, I put the wrong one in there. What surprised me though was how the camera acted when I went in there. If you go back here and look, you will see that when I hit record, I don't get any warning telling me that I'm not recording on my camera. I'm hitting the record button here on the camera, and the Canon R5C did not let me know that I was not recording internally on this camera. Now, to really illustrate why this is such a tricky problem is if you are someone that primarily uses CF Express cards and happens to be using an SD card for whatever reason, maybe you ran out of cards, you need to go to SD card, or you're matching with other cameras, this is where it gets tricky. If I take my SD card out and put a CF Express card back in here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit record now. And you'll see, once I put that in there, I lose that external button, but you'll see I still get the classic red record. Now this time what's happening is I'm getting the red record with a red circle beside it instead of the EXT for external. Now, it is pretty obvious, it is pretty clear when you look at it, but if you are in a situation where you're running multiple cameras and you're just checking, it's very easy to overlook that because it does show that red record button that you are so used to seeing when you're shooting. Now, the problem with this, I was using the Atomos on that particular scene with just the monitor, and I had all of my camera information up there, which means it was getting burned into the video, which is not what you ever want to turn into a client. Now, I did do a video where I showed you how you can easily get rid of all the display of information up there. You can see that right there. But I didn't know I wasn't recording internally. And what really threw me off was seeing that red record down here on the body of my camera. I had no idea I wasn't actually recording to the card. Now, thankfully for me, when I did this shoot, I only did 2 takes and went to watch a playback of something and realized the issue there. Realized I had made the mistake by not putting a V90 card on there, but I was shocked the camera would let me do that. So this is just something that I think you really need to be aware of if you are shooting on the Canon R5C. If you have media inside the camera and it's not right, but you have it set up for external recording, the only warning you're gonna get is that EXT. That is it, you'll get nothing else. And it is something that can really burn you if you're not aware of, and I thought it was just something that I really wanted to make you aware of if you're out there and you are shooting on this camera. Anyway, guys, I hope this was useful. I'd love to hear what you had to say about this. Leave me any notes and comments down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.